Bizarre rumors, including aliens, controversial founder, and alleged death threats, all blended in one cat's history: the highly popular Ragdoll. But what are Ragdoll cats like? Are they good pets? Let's find out everything about them. The history of the Ragdoll breed begins in the 1960s. Ragdoll Cat's ancestor was a white, long-haired cat named Josephine. Nobody knew what breed Josephine was, nor cared very much. But she happened to live near Ann Baker, an established Persian cats breeder. Josephine lived as an outdoor cat, having lots of kittens. At some point, she was hit by a car but luckily survived. Josephine was pregnant at the time, but the vet managed to save her kittens. Upon recovery, Josephine became extremely docile. Her saved kittens were gorgeous and inherited Josephine's docile temperament. The kittens quickly caught the interest of Ann Baker, and she bought them from her neighbor. And here's where things get weird. Ann Baker believed that Josephine took part in a strictly secret government program. According to Ann Baker, Josephine was taken to a lab after the accident and was genetically altered. This change caused Josephine to birth gorgeous kittens, even if before the event, Josephine had ordinary kittens. Of course, this story was not proven in any way, but it must be true, right? Why wouldn't authorities spend tons of money on cats they don't even own? Anyway, Ann Baker really seemed to believe it. These striking offsprings, however they were produced, became the foundation of the Ragdoll breed. But the odd things this breed has gone through don't end here. Ann Baker wasn't interested in getting the breed recognized by any cat associations. She saw a business opportunity in Ragdoll Cats and went for it. A bit too far, to say the least. She founded her own cat association and sold breeder franchises. The breeders were required to pay a licensing fee and a commission every time they sold a kitten. They weren't allowed to register or exhibit their cats at any other cat association. Basically, Anne established a monopoly on the breed. She only allowed breeders to mate the cats if they followed her very strict rules. She directed which cats would be allowed to breed and with whom. Moreover, Anne made some strange claims about her cats, stating that Ragdoll cats don't feel pain. At one point, the rumor that ragdolls came from aliens emerged. Fortunately, Denny and Laura Dayton managed to acquire a pair of breeding ragdolls from Anne before she started selling franchises. As such, they didn't sign any contract with Ann Baker. The Daytons created a new association and tried to get the ragdoll breed officially recognized by major associations. But this didn't prove to be easy, as Baker went on a rampage against them. She sent letters to the cat associations, the media, and basically everyone, charging the Daytons with stealing and killing her cats, and even making attempts upon her life. All the controversy surrounding this breed made cat associations reluctant to recognize the ragdoll. However, Ann Baker's death in 1997 helped calm down the spirits. In February 2000, Ragdoll's hard-won CFA championship status was granted. Nowadays, the breeding of Ragdoll cats has stabilized with many breeders worldwide. But what do Ragdoll cats look like? Ragdolls are medium to large cats. Fully grown males weigh between 12 and 20 pounds, while females are smaller. Their striking coat is semi-long, silky, and plush to the touch. When doing my research, I noticed a common misconception that ragdolls don't have a double coat. This is not the case, as ragdolls have a medium undercoat, not as dense as other semi-long-haired cats, but it's still there. Their gorgeous coat comes in 4 patterns: bicolor, van, mitted, and color point, and 6 colors. Their gentle eyes are large and sport astonishing shades of blue. Other colors are not allowed. Ragdolls are slow-to-grow cats, reaching their full size around the age of 3. They often appear larger than they are because of fluffiness. Moreover, they tend to have a fatty area on the lower abdomen. Even so, it's no excuse to let your cat get overweight. Let's talk about the most exciting part: their personality. Ragdolls are typically relaxed and laid-back cats. Some could say they're pretty lazy. They're renowned for their likeness to be held, but this isn't a well-deserved reputation. You see, ragdolls actually got their name from the ragdoll because it's said they love to be held and go limp in your arms, just like these cute dolls. It's also a common belief they're lap cats. While I have to admit the name is brilliant, I've researched if these traits are actually real. Here's what I found. Ragdolls are indeed easygoing and affectionate. They tend to follow you around the house all the time and greet you at the door when you come home. They're usually affectionate without being overly demanding or pushy. However, not all of them are lap cats. On the contrary, they prefer to sit near you than on top of you. This might have to do with their insulating coat. Maybe they're too hot if they sit on you, but who knows? If your ragdoll is a lap cat, you may notice she or he chooses to sit on you more during the winter than summer. Moving on, some ragdolls enjoy cuddling with you, while others just prefer to be pet. But they all seem to love receiving attention. Most ragdolls don't like to be picked up and held. Some might tolerate it, while others will relentlessly try to escape. And of course, there is a small percentage of them that actually like being held. When guests come into the house, they'll usually be friendly and curious. Here's an incredibly adorable and pretty much unique trait: they're floppy cats. They tend to sit on their backs and roll over from one side to another. Ragdolls tend to act in this cuteness overload behavior, especially when they want attention. Some of them also sleep on their backs. It's not uncommon for them to throw themselves at your feet while you're walking and roll around. In terms of loudness, ragdolls have two voices: a soft one, which they use to make cute chirps and trills when going about their day, and a second loud one, which they use when asking for food. Even if laid back, they're intelligent, and there's nothing they wouldn't do for food. They can be mischievous, learning how to open doors, drawers, and cupboards. Don't be surprised to find your ragdoll on top of your cabinet in search of food, or on your laptop ordering some. Ragdolls are known for playing fetch, and you can train them to walk on a leash, especially if you start when they're kittens. Moreover, they quickly learn what they're not allowed, like staying off counters, and will surely listen to you, as long as you're in the same room. But once you leave the room, they'll magically forget. What's their activity level and space needs? Kittens are much more active than adults and love chasing after toys, particularly those wielded by their guardians. Adults prefer more gentle activities, and it's unlikely to do much running. Additionally, you should get them toys to stimulate their minds, like food puzzles, or you can teach them tricks. Providing these cats with various places to perch and a cat tree would also be appreciated. Ensure your cat has a window with a view, and you'll have a happy cat. How do they get along with pets and children? Laid-back and well-mannered ragdolls typically get along with everyone nice to them. They're also patient and gentle with children. Should you get one or two? If you work full-time away from home, it's best to get two. But if so, be prepared to deal with more fur. If you work mostly from home, a single ragdoll will do just fine. Should you get a male or a female? Females can be more prone to displaying diva-like behavior. Still, according to breeders, both males and females are equally affectionate towards family members. There is a catch in a multi-cat household, which I'll discuss in the video about their personalities. Are they indoor or outdoor cats? While ragdolls might enjoy the outside, it's dangerous for them. Ragdolls are very fond of humans and love interacting even with strangers. There are a lot of cases reported in which unsuspecting ragdolls were stolen. Moreover, they're slow to spot other dangers, such as wild animals. If you really want your cat to enjoy the outside, provide your cat with a safe enclosure or go on leash walks. What are their grooming needs? Well, it varies. If you look up this information, you'll read that ragdolls have a non-matting coat and thus require minimal grooming. This is not always the case, though. They have a not-so-dense undercoat which helps, but mats occur in cats with finer coats. So it all depends on your luck. Some ragdolls only require weekly brushing, but at the same time, others require daily brushing and regular visits to the groomer. Ragdolls shed all year round, but more so during seasonal coat changes. Before getting one, make sure you have the time and willingness required for the worst-case scenario. What's their health like? Ragdolls are hardy, healthy cats. The only significant inherited disease is the infamous HCM. the most common cardiac disease in cats. The first symptom in affected cats is often sudden death. In ragdolls, the mutation for HCM produces an early onset of the disease. Ragdolls that inherit 2 copies of the gene have an even earlier onset. Fortunately, there are genetic tests available that detect the ragdoll-specific HCM mutation. Breeders can use this as a tool to screen out affected and carrier cats and prevent them from breeding. Of course, cats can suffer from many more health issues, but ragdolls are no more prone to them than any other cat. Ragdolls have a good lifespan, ranging from 12 to 20 years, with an average of 14 to 16 years. It's not uncommon for them to live even longer, up to 20 years, and some even surpass this age. And now, the crucial question. How much do ragdoll cats cost? Well, they ain't cheap. The starting price for a pet-quality ragdoll kitten is $1,000, and it can go up to $2,000. Show-quality and breeder-quality kittens are even pricier. If you can't afford a ragdoll cat, the best option for you is to adopt. You'll surely find cats with similar personalities to the ragdoll at your local shelter. Give it a try, and who knows, maybe you'll become a cat's hero in no time. Either way, ragdolls have made their way to our hearts and to the top of the most wanted cat breeds, despite all the strange rumors surrounding their origins. Whether you believe these rumors or not doesn't matter, as there are plenty of reasons to fall in love with these cats. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by giving it a like, and subscribe to be notified every time